Hey! Hey! Wake up. What's the matter? You look confused. You must be wondering who's whispering to you in the middle of the night, huh? Nope, I'm not outside your window. I'm right here in the room with you. Look around. See if you can find me. Oh, what's this? The lights won't work. How strange. Perhaps it's the mysterious voice's fault. You'll have to search in the dark. Naughty, naughty. I won't let you leave until the game is over. You have to find me. Come on, haven't you ever played hide and seek? I'm making it so easy for you. Closer. Closer. No, I'm not hiding in the closet. Ugh, duh. Closet's so not my style. Not tonight, at least. Oh, what's the matter? You look so frightened. Scared of what you might find. I can't blame you. I can be very, very scary. But you'd better keep looking. I'm having fun right now, but if you don't play along, I might get angry. And you wouldn't want that, now would you? Good. You're getting warmer. Warmer. Ooh, getting hot. Almost. Gotcha. Better fight back or I'll pull you under the bed with me. Come on, struggle and scream. You have to make it fun. Nice job. Most nights I'd call it quits there, but it's been a while since I've crawled out into the open world. That feels so good. I don't stretch these limbs too often. Oh, you look so frightened. Do I really look that scary? Why, I'm flattered. It makes me glad to know that even after all these centuries, I can still scare humans witless with my appearance alone. Oh. Tisk, tisk. Still trying the door. But I'm not done with you yet. Let me get a nice close look at that terrified little face. Oh, that's nice. Those wide eyes, that quivering bottom lip. Humans always look so perfect when they're afraid. I doubt I'll ever get tired of it. What am I? Funny you should ask. Honestly, I don't quite know. I know there are others like me, but we haven't bothered to give ourselves a name. And why should we, when you humans have given us so many? Bugbears, hobgoblins, boogeymen. But honestly, I think I just prefer to be called a monster. I think it fits quite well. Monsters are born from fear, sustained by fear. Our one and only purpose and joy is to terrify humans, just like you. Honestly, I'm not sure why I decided to come out tonight. Usually I'm content with frightening children, but right now I just want, more. Oh, how about this, huh? I'll allow you to open the door, and you start running. Oh, it's been so long since I've had a good chase. What'll I do when I catch you? I suppose that depends on how much I enjoy myself. Better make it fun, or I might have to resort to, messier methods to draw more fear out of you. Oh, I'm excited. Ready? Go! That's it. Oh, run, little human, run. Can you hear me, human? Can you hear me right in your ear? Of course you can. No matter how far you get, you can't escape my voice. You can't escape me. Do keep trying, though. Oh, out into the streets, huh? Good. But don't just run in a straight line. You gotta dodge and weave a bit. You won't lose me, but it's more fun when you try. Oh, crying for help won't do you any good. I have so many tricks up my sleeve. See that? The few people out here avoid you. Thanks to me, they won't be any help. But you can keep screaming if you like. Ah, I miss this. Leaping from rooftop to rooftop, tracking my prey. I may have gotten a bit lazy over the centuries. I should definitely do this more often. Oh, you're slowing down. Getting tired. I could keep this up all night. Are you sure you can afford to let me catch up? I'm not ready to stop just yet. I'm getting closer. I can see each bead of sweat on your brow. I can hear your heart hammering in your chest. I can smell the panic on your breath. Oh my, that was close, wasn't it? You almost tripped. If you do that, I'll catch you for sure. Just look at you. So much fear in that expression. I'm amazed that humans don't enjoy being afraid. You're never more alive than when you're at risk for death. I'm gaining even more. I can see how tired you are. Slowing down, down, down. Oh, I've got you. Oh, you certainly did put up quite the chase, didn't you? Now, what do I do with my little prize, Oh, so many choices. I just love your wide, terrified eyes. Maybe I should pluck them out and keep them, huh? Oh, or maybe I should take your feet instead. They must be so sore. I'd practically be doing you a favor. So tempting. But honestly, I just enjoyed myself so much. I couldn't possibly do anything to hamper your running. I'd just be so sad if I didn't ever get to chase you again. On the other hand, I can't let you get away thinking I'm all talk. If you don't believe that I'm willing to hurt you, you might not run as hard next time. I think I'll settle for leaving you with a little mark, just to remind you that this wasn't a nightmare. Now, where to put it? Where to put it? I couldn't possibly mar that lovely, terrified face. I'll put it right here, on the back of your hand. How will I mark you? Oh, it's very simple. See these claws? They're so wonderfully sharp, aren't they? All I need to do is run it along the skin and... Oh, I doubt I could ever get tired of your scream. You put such emotion into it. There. You're marked as my prey now. Now no one else can touch you. You are mine. I'll be back for you, eventually. It could be months, weeks, even days. But I will be back to chase you again. I certainly hope you're just as scared the next time we meet. For your sake, as well as mine. Farewell, human. I'll be watching you. Wake up. Wake up, little human. I'm back, just like I promised. Oh, a shriek for me. How thoughtful. Oh, you really spoil me, you know. For now, I want you to stay right where you are. I'm sure you're just as eager for our chase as I am, but you should be more patient. Oh, dear, am I going to have to hold you down? You're being quite a bother, but I'm not too upset. This is rather fun as well. Do you remember these claws? I'm sure you couldn't ever forget how they felt. I'm not digging them in hard enough to draw blood. Yet. But if you don't stop struggling, I'm going to have to grip you harder. And then, well, I'm sure you can imagine. Oh, good. You're such an easy human to work with, you know? So prone to terror, so willing to do anything to avoid getting hurt. Oh, you're just perfect for my needs. So, you ready for me to chase you again? Ready to feel your heart pounding, your muscles burning, your lungs straining? I know I am. To be honest, I was going to wait a lot longer before I came for you again. I've been watching you nervously shiver underneath your covers, eyes wide as you wondered if tonight was the night I'd return. But I just couldn't stop thinking about it. About the rush of adrenaline as I hunt you down, the smell of your sweat, tears, fear heavy in the air. You really made quite the impression on me last time. But of course, I don't want to just repeat our last encounter. After all, we already know how that'll end. The human world is just too boring, mundane. You humans have gone to such great lengths to make your world safe. You took all the fun out of it. As wonderful as our last chase was, it would have been so much better without the smooth streets, the orderly rows of houses. A real hunt should be chaotic, unpredictable. That's why I've decided to do something rarely done by my kind. I'm going to take you home with me. Oh, you look so frightened. What a perfect reaction. That's right. I'm bringing you to a whole other world. My homeland is so much more interesting. It doesn't follow rules like yours does. It's free, always changing, full of perils. We'll be able to have ever so much fun there. No, I told you not to struggle. You're only hurting yourself. We'll have plenty of time for all that fright and pain in a moment. So foolish. You can't fight me. You can't escape me. Struggle all you like, but you can't stop what's happening. Under the bed we go. Oh, home, wretched home. This world of monsters is quite different from yours, as you no doubt can tell. And yet, the two are very closely linked. If you know what you're doing, any sufficiently dark space can be a doorway to this land. That's why we went under the bed. Even in your dark room, the light coming in from the window makes the connection weaker. Just look at this twisted landscape. The very ground can twist and ripple. And I'm sure you've noticed the floating islands. Gravity is quite random here. You'll come across spots where it's weaker or stronger or pulls in a different direction. Really, there's too much that's different from your world to fully explain. You'll just have to learn to, expect the unexpected. Now, doesn't that sound fun? Oh, but one more thing I will warn you about. The topography is treacherous, but the living things are much, much more dangerous. There are all sorts of creatures that would love to eat you alive. Especially beware monsters like me. Don't trust anything here, not even the plant life. You must consider every inch of this world hostile to you. Except me. Although, I suppose I am, in a way. We wouldn't want you to get caught by something other than me, would we? Are you as excited as I am? Now, other than the change in location, everything else about this chase will be as before. You get a head start. I'm nice like that. And then I'll hunt you down. What I do after that all depends on how much you entertain me. Ready? Go! No, I was so right! This is already much, much better than last time. No familiar streets to follow, not even the comfort of understanding what's around you. Oh, the confusion and panic on your face is marvelous. And already the local flora are taking a swipe at you. Oh, no, those aren't branches, dear. They're tendrils. You're so small and frail. If one of them gets a good grip on you, you'll be good as gone. Do try to be careful. I want to be the one to catch you. Looks like you've also picked a poor path. The terrain in this direction is like a maze. No problem for me, of course. I can just run along the top. But you, my poor little prey, must simply hope that you don't encounter a dead end. If that happens, you'll be ending too. Oh my, this really is so much more exciting. I think something's caught your scent. Something aside from me, of course. So much is happening, isn't it wonderful? It brings me back to the old days when we would hunt groups of humans at a time. Oh, what a waste these past centuries have been. Choosing easy prey over thrilling ones. But perhaps I spoke too soon. I'm afraid you've taken a wrong turn. Such a shame I wasn't finished yet. It seems I'll have to find something else to do with you. Something messier. That's strange. You don't look as scared as I expected. What do you... Hey! What do you think shoving me back is going to... I'm stuck? You pushed me into this plant. Hey, get back here! Oh, was that luck? Or did you plan this, No matter. You can't escape me. Just as you can't escape my voice. You might not be strong enough to fight off these tendrils, but... I most certainly am. Your little stunt bought you some time, human, but I'm back on the hunt. I can smell your breath. I can hear that little whimper of yours as you panic, trying to think of another plan. I'm almost close enough to see you again. There you are. Careful, you're slowing down. I'm glad you're scared, but don't let it keep you from trying your best. Here I come, human. I'm so close. Ah! Ah! Oh, that was amazing. To think you were actually able to stall me, however briefly. I knew that bringing you to my world would make the chase more challenging, but I never thought you'd be able to use it to your advantage. That small act of bravado makes your failure in the end so much sweeter. Oh, well, time to bring you home. Whatever else is out here is probably still stalking you. As much as I enjoy a fight, I'd rather bask in this victory a little longer. Come along. Oh, are you all tuckered out? You must have pushed yourself so hard you can barely stand. Don't worry. You can just lie there. I'll drag you back. Oh, but if I do that, I might damage you. I don't plan to keep you pristine and unspoiled forever, but I'd hate to harm my new toy excessively this early on. Oh, all right. Just this once. I'll carry you. But don't think for a second that I'm being kind. I must preserve your fear toward me, whatever the cost. You're even lighter than I would have expected. It's so easy to leap from place to place, even with you in my arms. I wonder how far I could toss you. Well, a question for another time. I wonder, do you bounce? Oh, do you see that structure over there? That's where I live. And now it's where you live, too. I know I said I'd take you home, but I never said it would be yours. If you had simply performed adequately, I would have put you back in the human world to retrieve again another time. But managing to take an ancient being like me by surprise, that's proof of just how valuable you are. If I let you go, another monster might see your potential and whisk you away from me. I couldn't possibly risk losing a rare gem like you. Now, take a good look around. You will become well acquainted with these walls. Well, one set of walls in particular. Let me show you. That's right, a cage just for you. It's been unoccupied for a long, long time. I'm so happy to fill it again. This was made to hold several humans at a time, so it should be quite spacious for you. Aren't you lucky? And now, let's get you nice and chained up. I doubt you could do anything to these iron bars, but one can never be too careful with pets. Oh, perfect! From now on, we'll be doing all sorts of fun things together. But for now, I'll let you get some rest. You'll need to be in tip-top shape for all of our games. Good night. Good morning, my little prey. I'm not nearby right now, but I thought I'd greet you when you woke up anyway. I heard you stirring even when I was so far away. But by now, I'm sure you know how good my hearing is. Oh, but what's this? The door to your cage is open? Oh dear, what a blunder. Well, I'm too far away to close it in time. Oh, here, let me try. No, I can't reach. Oh no, I can't reach. Oh, how awful. You could just walk out and I couldn't stop you. Oh, not moving? Seems like you're suspecting a trap. Well, I suppose you couldn't have lasted this long as my plaything if you weren't cautious. You're right, of course. I'd never leave the door open inadvertently. But no need to worry. You won't be punished for leaving your cage. In fact, I wouldn't punish you even if you got out all on your own. I'd never be upset at a surprise chase. Regardless, please do leave the cage. I've put together a brand new game for us to play. The rules are very simple, like all the best games. Just find the exit. If you do, you'll get a rare chance. The opportunity to go home. Oh, you heard right. If you simply exit my home, I'll give you a 3-day head start to run. 3 of your days. After that, if I can't find you in one single day, you just come back to me, and I'll drop you right back where I found you. Pretty tempting, isn't it? Keep in mind, I wouldn't make this offer if I thought it was likely to happen. Mostly, I want to give you a glimmer of hope so I can crush it. But it doesn't matter if I say that out loud, does it? You'll do anything to escape. You'll take that chance, won't you? Oh, I thought so. In that case, let the game begin. Now, don't go thinking that you can just retrace your steps. You're in my world, remember? My home is just as volatile and ever-shifting as the rest of this place. It will be quite a feat if you manage to get out. So many twists and turns, aren't there? How long do you suppose you could end up wandering? Why, it could be days, even months. Oh, just think of it. Months of hopeless searching, grasping for a goal that's always just past the tips of your little fingers. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? A shame you can't appreciate it the way I do. But then, I suppose that if you did, you wouldn't really be suffering anymore. Just the way of things, I guess. Come to think of it, I haven't come up with a punishment for when... if you lose. But what more can I really do? I'm reaching the limits of how much I can torture you physically, without impeding your ability to escape, I mean. And you're starting to show weaker reactions to psychological torment as well. Here's an idea. Perhaps I should pick a new, fresh prey. One who's still whole and undamaged. Perhaps a friend, family member. Then I wouldn't have to come up with new forms of punishment. Just recycle the ones I've already used. Well, all you have to do is leave the house and you won't even have to worry about who I pick. I must confess, you have an impressive win record. Although the term win might have to be used a little bit loosely there. But you certainly continue to entertain me day after day. It's as much of a victory as you can hope to achieve against me. Ooh, and what do we have here? So many choices. Which way will you go? You might not be able to find your way back here if you pick the wrong corridor. Was that the right one? You'll just have to wait and find out. I can see you starting to lose hope already. Good. But not too quickly now. It should be a nice, slow process. I want to be able to savor every moment. Now, will you? Don't worry about the footsteps. Actually, no. Those are my footsteps. I'm in here with you. Careful. If I catch you, you lose. So you should do everything you can to avoid... Hey! I said those are my footsteps. Stay away. Are you trying to lose? They don't sound like mine. Well, when did you become such an expert on what I sound like when I'm running? Aside from all the times I chased you. Oh, you're really, really starting to frustrate me. Is that what you want? Fine, keep going. See if I care. But I'm warning you, you won't like what happens after this is over. It's most unwise to cross me. Mark my words. My oh my! Not what you expected, was it? Behind you. What's going on? Well, it seems quite simple, doesn't it? The footsteps you were chasing belong to this young lady here. You managed to corner her at this dead end. Well done. Well, that's a much better question. Do you remember earlier I mentioned getting a second prisoner to chase? Well, to tell you the truth, I actually already found one. Poor thing. When I pulled her in, she was so frightened. She ended up shocked speechless. Catatonic, I think it's called. I haven't heard so much as a peep out of her since, even when she's running. Still, she's not nearly as fun to chase as you are, so today I decided to pit you against each other. Oh, no, I wasn't lying. Not exactly. You really did have a choice to keep searching for the exit. Oh, such confusion. Let me explain. Like I told you, I wanted to give you a bit of hope, just to see the look on your face when I crushed it. But the real glimmer of hope wasn't the possibility of an exit. No, you're too cautious to believe for a moment that you had much of a chance at that. But in that moment, while you were chasing her, you felt it, didn't you? You hoped. You didn't know quite what or who you were chasing, but you knew. Well, you thought that I didn't want you to catch them. For that short moment, you believed that you were fighting back against me, rebelling. You thought that you had the power to decide your fate for once. Oh, it's so cute. But now, what do you discover? That there was no chance. No way to rebel against me. You were doing exactly what I expected you to. And the best part? I exaggerated on the difficulty of finding the exit. If you had ignored her and kept searching, you had a real shot at getting away. Oh, there it is. There it is, that despair, that perfect moment when you regret everything. Oh, I'm going to remember that face fondly for the rest of my existence. Oh, no need to worry about that. I've wrung plenty of horror and despair out of you for tonight. No punishment for you, although you won't be getting your reward either. Oh, what will happen to her? So noble of you to think of her well-being. Well, her task was to evade you for an hour, which she failed to do. So she will be punished. But I'll get to that later. For now, I'll take you back to your cell. Oh, I'm sure you can walk. It's just more fun to drag you. You know, I was afraid that I'd get bored of you quickly. I imagined that I could only chase you so many times before you couldn't show me anything new. But something about you has really boosted my creativity. I think I could keep coming up with new ways to torment you for years to come. Oh, what's this? Tears? Oh, I'm surprised you still get upset so easily. I would have thought you would understand by now that you're stuck here, forever. Chin up, my little prey. Your life will be horrible and frightening until the bitter end, but at least you know why. You can blame me for all your problems. The rest of you spend their days being frustrated or fearful about seemingly nothing at all. But you'll have plenty to be afraid of. But you'll never have to fear the unknown ever again. Because you know exactly what goes bump in the night, don't you? Me. Bump. Hello, hello, hello! How are you doing in there, my human friend? I hope the cage is still uncomfortable. That's half the point, after all. But luckily for you, you get to stretch your legs a bit today. I'm taking you out into the forest for a game. Oh, so morose. You used to have a faint glimmer of hope every time I took you out, thinking maybe you'd get a chance to escape. Oh, I guess by now you think that you don't have even the slightest chance. Well, cheer up. Things are going to be a bit different today. I'll explain once we're outside. Follow me. You can try to slip away if you like, but you know that I'll just catch you, don't you? How long has it been since you've had a breath of fresh air, The last few games have been inside my home, so must be nice to get out, am I right? And I certainly picked a good day for this. The landscape is very rugged today. Perfect for hiding. No. You won't be the one hiding this time. We both know I can always find you, no matter where you go. What I'm curious about is whether you can find me. Yeah, it certainly flips the script, doesn't it? I thought of it after you chased after my other prisoner, thinking she was me. I got curious about how you do in an actual chase as the predator. Of course, you don't really have much of a chance at holding me down, so, I'll be making things easier for you to keep things sporting. I'm going to tie a ribbon to each of my wrists. If you can grab one of them, you win. If you haven't gotten me by the time that I feel satisfied, then you lose. A prize. Oh, how silly of me. I was so excited about this idea, I forgot all about it. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a chance at escape, like usual, but you can set the terms. I have to approve it, of course, but if it sounds reasonable, then I'll accept. Well, are you ready? You'd better be, because off I go. Well, this certainly isn't a good start for you. You've already lost sight of me, haven't you? It's so strange to see you moving towards the sound of my voice for a change. But the terrain today is playing tricks on you. My voice is echoing all over the place, isn't it? Are you really sure that you're headed in the right direction? Changed your mind? Oh, but you shouldn't be so easily influenced by what I say. Perhaps you were right the first time. Such confusion. You look like a lost puppy trying to find its way home. Ooh, what was that? Perhaps you caught a peek of me? But of course, you already know how active the plant life is here. It could have just been a tendril. You know, it's funny how you keep wandering this way and that way. But I really think I prefer the way you move when you're being chased. At least then you keep moving in one direction. Right now you keep returning to the start, and that's just not as fun. Just pick a direction. I won't wander too far from you. That's it. You're getting closer. Closer. Oh, now you're getting farther. No, go back the way you were going before. No, not... Oh. I'm not sure you're cut out for hunting. Fine, let's do it this way. Just look up. Higher. 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 Yeah, and a bit to the left. Now, can you see me? All you have to do is climb this tree and catch me. It'll be pretty challenging to climb a tree with writhing branches, but, at least that seems like something you can manage. There, that's it. Take your time. I'm not going anywhere. Careful, if you don't time it right, you'll fall all the way down there. Yes, now just... Wait, don't... You can't even climb a tree. All right, then, I suppose we'll just have to do a chase. Come on, I'll keep within sight of... What's wrong? You think you broke your leg? Oh, well, that's just great. Now you can't do anything. How long does it take for a human to heal a broken bone? How long? Well, what am I supposed to do until then? Twiddle my thumbs? Oh. Maybe we've reached the limit of what I can do with you anyway. It's been so hard lately to make things feel fresh. It might be time to just torture you to death and find some new prey. There's that woman I have locked up, but she's not as good as you. It's not like I want to get rid of you. You're the one who inspired me to do more than spook little children for cheap scares. But even with 2 working legs, we've really reached your physical limits. I have lots more ideas, but they'd require someone almost superhuman. There's just such a big gap in our abilities. Irreconcilable differences. Actually, that gives me an idea. What if you were superhuman? Oh, yes! I've dabbled with fleshcrafting before, turning a few villagers into ghouls, setting them loose on their former home. Now that got a nice reaction. I only really focused on aesthetics before, but I could try working on some improvements. And where do you think you're off to, You won't get far just crawling like that. If I were you, I'd stay put and hold very, very still. This is going to be difficult enough as it is. I don't need you squirming around. I'm sure we both would rather that I not permanently ruin your body instead of repairing it. Let's see. Let's start small, shall we? I'll just see if I can fix that leg. Now, if I just concentrate... Oh, yes. You see, I can sculpt flesh and bone just as if it were clay. Oh, I'm sure it's painful, but stop screaming. Wait, what am I saying? Scream louder! Oh, that's nice. It really helps me concentrate. Now, if I were to just hold these together and squeeze just like so... Yes, perfect. Now, let me just close things up. And... there! Oh, take a moment to let the pain die down. Then try getting up and walking a bit. If I can't manage a simple repair, then improvements are beyond my skills. For the moment, anyway. Well, look at that! You seem to be walking just fine. In that case, perhaps it's worth a shot, huh? Now, let me think. What sort of changes should I make? I definitely want to make you faster, so powering up your leg muscles is a must. But perhaps it would be good to improve your senses as well. You humans rely so heavily on sight. That's not very useful when finding something that's hiding, or when running away. So, maybe improving your senses of hearing and smell? Oh, so many ideas! But of course, this isn't something we should be rushing. Let's head back for now. I'll take some time to plan out all the changes I can make, creating my own custom prey. Oh, this is going to be fantastic! Let's see here. What to do about these legs? I want you to be able to run faster, but how exactly are we going to do that? I guess making them longer is a start. Oh, that's a nice sound. It makes me happy that changing your body hurts so much. And the look of helplessness you have. Oh, absolutely perfect. What is it about this that scares you so much, I wonder? Recently, you've been so desensitized. I haven't seen you this frightened in a while. It can't just be the pain. I've hurt you in so many ways. Merely being helpless couldn't be it either. You've come to be very familiar with not being in control. Huh! So it's about losing your humanity? That's hilarious! Well, what do you care about being human? I certainly don't treat you like one. Are you holding on to hope of escaping home after all this time? You don't want your family and friends to be horrified by your warped body. Well, hope all you like. It's more fun that way. Despair as you become something even your mother wouldn't recognize. Now, back to these sad little legs. These flat feet won't do any good. Faster animals walk on their toes. Let's fix that, shall we? Oh, look at you. These legs look like they belong on a dog. What a freak! What else? Ooh, maybe some claws for traction. And a tail for balance. That sounds good. Say, is there anything you want? Well, sure. Fur, scales, a second pair of arms. I don't know exactly how far I can take this, but I'm enjoying testing my limits. If I mess up, I can always make adjustments. There's more pain for you and more fun for me. After all, there's no harm in giving you a choice, is there? You've been such a nice toy to play with. The least I could do is take some requests. Different hair color. Ugh, you're boring. Or maybe you just picked it because you think it won't hurt? Fine then. I'll just make my own aesthetic changes. Oh? Well, now, that's a bit more interesting. All right. Well, that's not possible. I can't just miraculously make you faster without changing your body. My magic might seem mysterious to you and your little brain, but there are rules. Besides, it wouldn't be as fun. The whole point of this is to switch things up, right? Why stick with boring old you when you could be anything? Being bored is worse than you think, human. Or mortal. Not exactly human anymore, are you? Anyway, you don't know real boredom. You're not even a century old. Everything is still new and fresh to you. You get to try things out and figure out what you like. Me, I've already tried everything. The longer you live, the more you start to focus in on your interests. You stop skimming the surface of the lake, so to speak, instead diving down to find out how deep it goes. For you, that's fine. You don't have enough time to reach the bottom. But when you're immortal, you do. You go back up and try again somewhere else. But then you reach the bottom there, too. You go from spot to spot, and soon all but the very deepest points have been explored. Eventually, even that becomes familiar and dull. You try to re-explore the places you've already been, and that works for a while. You enjoy the nostalgia. But then nostalgia gets boring, too. That's when you start to float aimlessly. You don't have a purpose anymore. You think pain and suffering are bad, but apathy, true, total indifference, oh, it's so much worse. It doesn't engage you in any way. You get to the point where you want to die because at least it would be something new. But you can't even do that. That's what it was like for us monsters. I'll let you in on a little secret. Once we weren't so different from you. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a monster and a human, except the monsters don't age and die. But immortality was truly a curse. We tried everything. We even changed our bodies, becoming utterly twisted shadows of our former selves, just to see what it was like. We longed for something interesting, anything, until somebody realized it. There was a depth we hadn't explored yet. One we had avoided, because to that point we assumed it was worse than nothing. Agony, fear, despair. All the negative aspects of existence. We avoided it just like a human would. But once we saw that there was still something new to try, we all dived in. And how deep it goes. There seems to be no limit to how many novel ways humans can react to terror. Your minds aren't built for it. They do whatever they can to avoid it. So when it's forced upon you, you sort of, break. You do so many things that are unexpected, unexplained. That's why I've decided to be merciful to you, my prey. You won't ever have to fear apathy. I'll use you to explore every crevice of your mind, dredge up every nightmare and every fear. And when we've experienced it all together, you'll have lived a life of excitement and intrigue. You'll never have to know boredom like I have. I'd tell you not to cry, but we both know that I prefer that you do. All right. What else? Oh, I did say before that I wanted to improve your senses. Then bigger eyes, bigger ears, bigger nose. I've always been a believer that bigger is better. Oh, just look at you. Let me get a mirror. Oh, no, not at all. You look perfect. Now you truly look like prey. In fact, maybe it's time that I made myself look like more of a predator. It's much quicker to change myself. More experience. What do you think? I could do some real damage in this form. And now that I know I can fix you, I can be rougher with you than I was before. Now, on your feet. Quickly, come on. Oh, I should have figured you're not used to walking like that. All right, I won't make you run yet, but hurry up and get used to it. Although, I admit, it's funny to watch you hop along like that. I've never seen anything quite like it. That's more like it. Go ahead, limp and hop and stumble away. Let's see how far you get before I get bored and start chasing you down. Oh, such a poor, panicked, misshapen creature. It's all so frightening and confusing, isn't it? You don't know what to do now. You don't even know if you want to return home now. All the people you loved would recoil in horror if they saw you. Well, perhaps I'll bring them here. Maybe I'll make them just as freakish as you. How would you like that, All right, I think it's time. Here I come. What? Hey! Oh, you crafty little mouse, you can run just fine. Trying to fool me, are you? Well played. I wouldn't have given you such a head start had I known. Maybe I made you too fast. I'm running at full speed, but I'm having trouble catching up. Get back here. You can't run forever. I didn't do much for your stamina, though I suppose I didn't give my current form much either, did I? Oh, hey, you're not really going to run away, are you? Where will you go? Do you want to live the rest of your life in the monster world? They're not all as kind as I am. I give up. I can't catch you. Fine. Run away. I'll hunt you down, no matter how long it takes. Or not. You're not the only one with tricks, my little prey. Oh, the look on your face. So cute. Oh, adorable. Did you really think I was running as fast as I could? Oh, I admit I'm pushing myself a bit, but it's more than enough to catch up to you. Oh, I don't think I'll ever get tired of fooling you. It's so easy to make you think that you've won. You still have hope. Ha! Adorable. Still, you might have a shot now, you know. Before, I could run circles around you all day. If you actually manage to slip from my sight someday, you might be able to get away now. Not that I expect you can. My vision is far-reaching, and your scent is oh so distinctive. All right, then. Let's go ahead and end this. Shh. No struggling. It's fun sometimes, but I'm not in the mood. You'll never best me in a contest of strength. Well, this was even better than I expected. I do truly wonder if you're too fast now, but, the suspense of it just adds to the experience. Will you manage to get away? Now I genuinely don't know. Come along, pray. Rest up so we can do this again tomorrow. Hello. And how are you doing today, my dear little human pet? Now that I think about it, I wonder if you can be properly called a human anymore. I haven't actually changed your, what do humans call it? The LSD, the DNA, that's the one. No, that has remained untouched. I think that I could change that if I tried, but your body contains trillions of copies. Changing every single one of those would be such a pain. It wouldn't really accomplish anything meaningful. No, this was more of a cosmetic surgery. So your genes are still human. Though I wonder if that matters. Is that what makes a human a human? A string of proteins in their cells being in the right order? In the end, you no longer resemble anything close to a human. Any of your former kin who saw you would recoil in sheer horror. And I don't know if you realized, but you're different mentally now, too. Oh, absolutely. I remember how you behaved in the beginning. You're completely different now. You used to be so innocent, pleading for mercy, simply trying to get away any way you could. But then you developed a defiant streak, trying to actively fight against me, sabotage me, simply disobeying me out of spite. And now, you're really starting to settle into things. You still get frightened. Now that you know the sorts of things I can do to you, your fear seems to be stronger than ever. But I think you've started to truly realize that you're never, ever going to escape. You have a very grim demeanor, and you face each challenge with a sort of hopeless determination. Like you try your best to succeed, but you don't even know why you bother. Oh, no. I absolutely love it. I was worried you'd become desensitized, but instead you've become very focused on our games. It's delightful. So that brings me to the question of, after you no longer look like a human or think like a human, whether you could possibly still be considered human. Yesterday I decided to simply call you immortal, so I guess I should stick with that. That's the most delightful thing. After all this warping of your mind and body, you still have the ability to feel pain and die. You haven't been changed in any way that would truly benefit you. Why, yes, I am going to keep prattling on. I see you haven't entirely lost your defiant streak. Lucky for me, makes things more interesting. But no, there will be no chase today. Honestly, I'm too tired. I had to really try yesterday, for the first time in centuries. I have to confess, I'm a little bit out of shape. I'll have to rest up before we can play again. In the meantime, I decided that I could just toy with you. Some good old psychological abuse will keep you in the right mindset for me. Speaking of which, I wonder why it is that you've managed to stay so entertaining. Your mind is absolutely fascinating. I was so worried earlier on that you would break or get desensitized. But somehow, you've managed to, what's that saying? Oh, age like a fine wine. Perhaps you were never truly human. Not mentally. There's something different about you. Long ago, I used to torture humans all the time, and they've never behaved quite like you. Oh, it's as if you were made to be my little plaything. Ooh, you don't like that, do you? Does it bother you that you make things enjoyable for me? Sometimes I wonder if that's the true purpose of humans, to provide us monsters with your delicious fear. I'll admit there were a few times where I thought you were going to run out of ways to amuse me, but, you always bounce back. To tell you the truth, I tried to be very conservative with the changes to your body. I was concerned about the psychological effects, but, it looks like you won't break so easily. I think I want to try some more drastic changes next time. Oh. Well, now isn't that an interesting idea? Experiment on my own body, huh? Well, sure, I've done it before. Like I told you, I used to look more or less like you. Or rather, how you used to look. I've already changed my own body, but I haven't tried any changes in a very, very long time. I've grown accustomed to this form. Just uncanny enough to frighten a human. But perhaps it is time to change things up. You might come to regret mentioning that, though. If you want a shot at escaping me, you shouldn't encourage me to improve my own abilities. Disturbing as you may find your new body, you can't deny that I made you much more suited to running away. No, it's too late. You shouldn't have put the idea in my head. Now, let's see. What should I do to myself, How can I make things more interesting? The obvious choice is to make some of the same changes I made to you, to make me better at chasing, but that seems a bit redundant, doesn't it? That essentially cancels out your improvements, making the chase less challenging and enjoyable once again. Well, one thing I don't enjoy about our chases is when you manage to slip out of my grasp. In my opinion, the chase should end the moment I catch you. Whenever you manage to wrest yourself out of my clutches, it feels like you've ruined the victory for me a bit. Spoil sport. In that case. Ooh, now this feels interesting. Look at my body. So long and sinuous now. This way I can wrap myself around you. Ensure that you don't slip away. Feels a bit ungainly with only 2 legs, though. Let's add a few more for balance. Much better. This should make for an interesting chase next time. Though I don't want to go into it without any practice. I would hate to slip up and let you get away from me for good. Let's experiment, Let's see how easy it is to wrap you up so that you can't move. Oh, That was surprisingly simple, even with you wriggling like that. Yes, this should work absolutely perfectly. It's really quite comfortable being wrapped around you this way. Oh, I think I'll spend a little more time like this. It tickles a bit when you wriggle like that. It's strange. It's not very often when a monster finds something pleasurable, unless it involves fear or pain. I had assumed that I'd exhausted every other sensation. But then, I never was one to make radical changes to my body. This is the first time I've done something non-humanoid. Well, monster biology seems almost ideal for shape-shifting. Unlike with you, where I have to be very careful to make sure the changes I make all work together. My body will actually adapt on its own. For example, when I lengthened my spine just now, my back muscles strengthened to support it, all on their own. For that reason, I'm a little reluctant to change my form most of the time. You never know what unexpected changes could happen. They're usually reversible, of course, but I've heard rumors that mental effects are possible. And yet, I'm not so worried when I think about how it will make our chases more interesting. Oh, you really have made things so much more interesting. Suddenly, I don't care as much what happens to me, so long as it's entertaining. I wonder what the future will bring. What new depths will we dive to in order to keep things fresh? Keep the spice in our relationship. I could make all sorts of changes to the both of us, couldn't I? Oh, that was a nice reaction. You don't like the sound of more changes, do you? I wonder, what sort of changes would you fear the most, We'll have to do lots and lots of experiments to find out, won't we? Perhaps that's enough for today. I want to practice using this new body. It wouldn't do for you to get away because I tripped over all my new legs, now would it? Have fun with your day off. Well, as much fun as you can in the cage. Until next time, my dear little prey.